I have a friend who refers to the standard American diet by the acronym SAD. Yes, SAD. That is an apt description indeed. Think about it. We have more colorfully packaged choices on the shelves of our supermarkets, more new flavors of cereal, crackers, and chips than we know what to do with, more fortified functional foods than ever. Yes, as a nation, we get sicker every year. Diet related diseases are epidemic, especially among young people. In fact, children today are the first generation expected to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And it's all related to our SAD. With all of our medical knowledge and wealth, how did this come to pass? Hey everyone, this is Rick here from healthybodiesandminds.com. Hope you all are staying healthy and sane. Let's jump into today's video, food politics, after the short intro. According to Marion Nestle, professor and chair of the Department of Nutrition and Food Studies at New York University and author of the classic book Food Politics, the problem is that our heavily subsidized, highly efficient food industry produces too many calories, twice as many as we need. Because of this surplus, food companies must work hard to get us to eat more. Hence, the millions of dollars in advertising spent every year to get us to supersize it. Though Food Politics was published back in 2002, it's just as relevant today. Besides advertising, the food industry influences our diets in many ways that most of us are not even aware of. Here's 5 of them. Food industry lobbyists influence USDA's food guidelines. Chapter 2 of Food Politics provides readers with an instructive history of the development of the USDA food pyramid and how food industry lobbyists influenced the final product. For example, meat and dairy producers did not like the implication inherent in the pyramid design that some foods were better than others. They preferred a design that presented each food group as visually equal. The food industry spent over a year fighting the design and wording. In the end, the pyramid won out, but the meat and dairy industries succeeded in getting many minor changes made. The biggest change was that instead of recommending a straight number of servings, 2 to 3, the wording was changed to at least 2 to 3 servings to encourage people to eat more. How convenient. Number 2. Food industry sponsorships. The food industry regularly sponsors research studies, nutritional journals and conferences, and sometimes entire university departments. How much does this corporate money influence the findings and recommendations of research? Surveys cited in Food Politics show that researchers often have financial or professional ties to the companies they are researching, which certainly creates the impression of bias. And when food companies use the findings of a study in its advertising as a way to sell more product, the appearance of bias is even harder to ignore. Also, when a corporation has an exclusive partnership with a university research department, as is becoming more common, there is a very real concern that these partnerships will interfere with academic freedom. Endorsements and labeling rackets. When professional societies develop partnerships with food companies in order to provide nutritional information to consumers or develop labeling schemes for certain foods, the net outcome is not always good for consumers. Food Politics offers many examples of this phenomenon, including one in which the American Heart Association charged food companies enormous fees to be a part of its heart check labeling program. The program resulted in the labeling of foods like Pop-Tarts as heart healthy. Such labeling schemes that isolate one aspect of a food product, such as cholesterol, while ignoring sugar content and other less healthy aspects of the food in question, only confuse consumers. The program was eventually discontinued and fees returned. Revolving doors. When industry executives get jobs in government, things tend to go the way industry wants them to. This happens in every sector. Think about banking. And the food industry is not an exception. 2 recent examples of revolving door appointees in the Obama administration include Dr. Islam Siddiqui, Chief Agricultural Negotiator and former lobbyist and Vice President for Science and Regulatory Affairs at CorpLife America, a U.S. trade association representing the major manufacturers, formulators, and distributors of crop protection and pest control products. In September, Catherine Wotecki was named Undersecretary for Research, Education, and Economics at the USDA. Previously, she served as Global Director of Scientific Affairs for Mars Incorporated, where she managed the company's scientific policy and research on matters of health, nutrition, and food safety. And finally, PR. Remember the Smart Choices labeling scheme, an industry driven label designed to make consumers think that Fruit Loops are healthy? An earlier example given in food politics is that of Nestle's efforts to convince women in developing countries that formula is better for babies than breast milk. When its reputation in the US suffered as a result of these efforts, the company hired a well known PR firm to help it out of the mess. The book includes a chart that outlines the company's actions, including issuing opinion matters on the subject, sponsoring conferences, and urging journalists to write favorable articles on the subject of formula feeding. Oh, so those were 5 horrifying facts about how healthy food is making us unhealthy. Thanks for watching. This is Rick here signing off. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again in my next video.